All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating 30-day experiment that challenges practically everything we think we know about building fitness habits. Honestly, if you've ever started a new workout routine with sky-high enthusiasm, only to watch it crash and burn a couple of weeks later, yeah, you're going to absolutely love this.
So 30 days ago, the author of this experiment set a remarkably simple rule. Do just 5 push-ups a day. That's it. That is the entire workout. No exceptions, no skipping, and absolutely no, oh, I'll just make up for it tomorrow. They wanted to see exactly what would happen if they stripped fitness down to its barest, most basic bones. And it's pretty clear why they did it. Just look at the contrast. Usually, fitness culture online demands everything up front, right? An hour a day, perfect meal prep, intense motivation, and a level of discipline most beginners just haven't built yet. It's an intimidating reality that leads straight into the all-or-nothing trap. But then compare that to what most of us actually have when we start out. We're tired, we're busy, and we are totally overwhelmed. When a massive fitness plan meets an exhausting Tuesday, the plan fails, pretty much every time.
So to escape that all-or-nothing trap, the author tested out what we are going to call the minimum viable workout. The concept here is absolutely crucial. You basically set the bar so physically low, not metaphorically, but literally low, that even on your absolute worst day, you cannot find an excuse to miss it. 5 push-ups is so incredibly quick, it's almost embarrassing not to just do them.
We're going to follow this journey chronologically across 4 weeks. We'll trace it from the messy, awkward struggle of simply starting out right through to a vibrant, undeniable payoff.
Week 1, the awkward beginning, covering days 1 through 7.
The reality of these first 7 days was highly unglamorous. I mean, day 1 was knocked out in exactly 22 seconds, right before breakfast. Day 2, almost forgotten, done in socks on the floor next to the bed at 11 p.m. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't a polished Instagram montage, but every single set counted towards the goal. And here is the kicker. On day 4, the author did 10 push-ups, not because they had to, but just because they felt like it.
So, the big takeaway from week 1 is this. The biggest barrier to working out isn't actually the physical exertion of the workout itself, it's the mental negotiation of deciding to start. When your entire workout is literally just 5 push-ups, that mental negotiation completely disappears. The decision to start becomes automatic. You don't have to debate if you have enough time or energy, you just drop down and do it.
Moving into week 2, something starts to shift.
By week 2, you can really see something unexpected happening. The organic growth kicks in. The author started doing 15 reps on day 9. By day 14, they were hitting 20 reps, and even naturally adding in a squat or holding a 20-second plank. Why? Because 5 push-ups started feeling like a warm-up rather than a chore. Nobody forced them to do more. The extra effort was entirely natural.
And this highlights a massive psychological shift. Motivation doesn't come first. Motion comes first. You don't feel ready and then start. You start and then you feel ready. Waiting around until you are motivated is a huge trap that keeps people stuck. The 5 push-ups provided the physical motion, right? Everything else grew out of it because the motivation naturally followed the action.
Now for week 3, the test.
Because, hey, progress is never a straight line. The author hit a terrible, stressful week at work, barely any sleep. This is exactly the kind of week where a scheduled 45-minute gym session gets instantly tossed out the window. You'd skip it, feel guilty, and probably quit the whole program. But despite the total exhaustion, the author still dropped to the kitchen floor, right there in their work clothes at 1:45 to knock out those 5 reps.
The secret to habit resilience isn't perfection, you guys. It's continuity. The workout didn't need to be good that week. It literally just needed to happen. Doing the absolute bare minimum during life's most stressful times keeps the streak alive. And protecting that streak is exactly what separates the people who successfully build lifelong habits from those who quit.
Finally, week 4, the payoff. The evolution here is just striking. They weren't just doing 5 push-ups anymore. We're talking 20-plus reps, easily. Squats and planks were naturally added in. By day 30, they actually completed a full 10-minute workout without any forced discipline. Add to that more morning energy, 0 joint soreness, and a genuine, real desire to keep going. They wanted to exercise not because they had to, but because their body craved it.
But out of all those physical changes, the increased reps, the better form, the most important metric of all is a simple 0. 0 missed days.
These beautifully honest results really speak for themselves.
Push-up strength quadrupled from 5 to 20 reps. The time invested? It grew from a measly 22 seconds to an average of just 4 minutes a day. Motivation skyrocketed from almost zero to genuinely high. And again, 0 missed days. That is real physical improvement, an incredibly tiny time investment, and an unbreakable habit forged in just 30 days.
Let's distill this 30-day journey down to 3 core insights.
First up, motion before motivation. Remember that action precedes feeling. You absolutely cannot wait for that perfect burst of energy to begin working out. You have to create the motion first, no matter how ridiculously small, to spark the very motivation you're waiting for. You start, and then you feel ready.
Second, the bar should survive your worst week. Listen, if your fitness plan completely collapses the exact moment life gets hard, the plan was wrong, not you. A real habit isn't built on the easy, sunny days. It is forged during the difficult weeks. Your baseline requirement needs to be so small that it is entirely stress-proof.
And third, the floor is what gets you to the ceiling. Look, doing 5 push-ups a day obviously isn't the final destination. Nobody's ultimate fitness goal is just 5 push-ups, but it is the solid, unshakable foundation that makes reaching the ceiling, like that full 10-minute workout, actually possible.
So to wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought. If 5 push-ups can build an unbreakable habit, what is the absolute smallest, most embarrassing version of your goal that you can start today? Pick one movement, make it incredibly small, and ask yourself how that tiny action can change your next 30 days. Thanks for exploring this one with me.